Are there some people in rural Alberta who are very angry at this government? Yes. Are there a lot of people, especially in southern Alberta, who are feeling the pains of low oil prices and, and serious economic forces well beyond Rachel Notley's control? Absolutely. So there are a lot of people who are very afraid, and there are a lot of people who are, very worried about their livelihood and what's going to happen to their families in the next 18 months, and they have every justification for being afraid because there are some very ugly economic portents out there. But the idea that overthrowing the government will somehow solve those problems is the most deluded part of this of all. Remember that Jim Prentice called that election a year earlier than he had to. Mm-hmm. So imagine an alternate history of Alberta in which Jim Prentice is still premier, which could very easily have happened. So Jim Prentice is still premier, and guess what? The price of oil is still crater
where it is.
Lower than
you mean
$20.
it wasn't Rachel Notley's fault that oil fell? Is that the point you're making?
So imagine that the price of oil is still, bottoming at $19 a barrel. Imagine that the Chinese stock market is still crashing. I mean, the Chinese stock market had to shut down multiple times this week because of runs on investment. Imagine that imagine that Iran and Saudi Arabia are still making, angry noises. Imagine that North Korea is still boasting that it tested an H-bomb. There would still be a lot of uncertainty and fear, and all of these people would be just as angry at Jim Prentice as they're angry now at Rachel Notley. I mean, some of this is about a distrust of Notley and the NDP, and some of it is that she happens to be the person sitting in the big chair while a lot of economic forces beyond the control of anybody in Canada are ravaging people in this province.